already. You might pop that back.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah.
I'm about halfway between Broome and Port Hedland at Port Smith. Frank Hamlet here is an old mate of mine. He'd be one of the greatest endangered characters I've ever met. What's interesting about Frank is that he's semi-retired here, is that right? Not really.
Yeah, well, I'm supposed to be.
Supposed to be semi-retired here with his daughter, and he's got one of the best bird parks in Australia. Now tell me, where'd you get this old girl from?
Come from Wyndham, Malcolm.
Right up the top of the Kimberley?
Yeah, that's where she come from. I swapped it like a couple of emus for it.
That's a pretty good trade.
Yeah, it was
a couple
of
emus for a car?
Yeah.
Now, Frank, this drum here intrigues me. What's this drum here for?
Well, just steady on there. That drum is there to support my seat, or it'll go back.
So if we get rid of the drum, the seat falls back too far.
That's right.
Yeah, well, you should patent that idea.
Yeah.
Now, the upholstery is looking a bit second-hand.
That's not too bad at all, like, you know, that's so as you can get the airflow.
This is something new, eh, Frank? The entrance to the bird park?
Oh, yeah.
Got the turnstile, that's looking pretty good.
There. Kids can swing on that.
I tell you what, the garden is looking magnificent. You know, down here, halfway between Broome and Port Hedland, it's one of the most arid places in Australia. But about 4 kilometres up the road, Frank years ago found some water. And look at this Garden of Eden. Got our cup of tea here. When did you first get interested in birds?
Oh, I've had birds virtually all my life. We used to show canaries and guildians when I was a kid with the old man.
Yeah, and how old were you then?
Only about 8.
And where was your first job?
I left school at 14 and went to the South Perth Zoo.
But you didn't stay long in Perth, eh? You headed north.
Yeah, I was only at the zoo for 2 or 3 years and then came up north. A couple of mates of mine had one of Bones's old T-model Fords.
Yeah.
And we were heading for the Kimberleys, but we got as far as Mount Magnet and he got tangled up with a Sheila there and ended up selling the vehicle, and I just went out on a station and got a job on a station.
I know what a Sheila is, Frank, but just explain to my city viewers what a Sheila is.
A good-looking girl.
A good-looking girl is a Sheila.
I got into Broome in 1953.
When you first took over Roebuck, they were pretty wild days, weren't they?
Yeah. There was no fences like the cattle could go from Roebuck to South Australia and
really
not touch a fence.
Yeah. And were there many wild cattle on Roebuck Station?
Yeah, there was quite a few piker bullocks still around on Roebuck at the time.
What were piker bullocks?
Piker bullock's an old bullock that's been getting away for years and probably could be up to 18-year-old, like.
And you'd ride them and muster them?
We used to, some of them we used to have to throw and tie them up at dinner camp because they wouldn't stay in with the coacher mob, and only when we were moving with them.
And you used to tie them up?
Yeah.
And now look, we have here, you brought these out of the house, the horns of an old piker bullock. I have never seen anything like it in my life. Just have a look at those horns. If one of those went for your horse and got you in the...
Oh, yeah.
Got the flank of the horse, so the horse would be killed, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I lost a horse.
Did you lose a horse to one of these?
Yeah, with a bull.
With a bull?
Yeah.
What happened?
I horned the horse.
What, he just come in like this?
Yeah, as we were going in to shoulder him, he swung around and horned the horse.
And after about 30 years on the land, on those big stations, you consolidated down here at Port Smith.
Yeah, we've been down here 21 years now.
And you just raise your birds and...
Yeah.
Sell them all over Australia, and you also have this beautiful park here to show to tourists.
Yeah, we got the bird park, around 450 birds in the aviary.
And that's what takes up all your day now, doesn't it?
Well, with that in the garden, yeah.
And you start early in the morning on the birds, feeding and...
Yeah, we'd be start feeding about 6 o'clock in the morning.
Now, the Gouldian finch, I was down here years ago, and you were very successful to breed the Gouldian because they're becoming an endangered species, aren't they?
That's right.
In the wild.
In the wild, yeah, definitely. Back in those early days when I first come into the Kimberleys, there were thousands of finches around. It's probably, they really only got into trouble in the late 60s.
Do they know why?
Well, they don't really, but definitely fire is one of the big reasons.
People overburning.
Yeah, overburning, and that's why Gouldians have really got into trouble.
You'll never move from here, Frank?
No, I don't think so, Malcolm. No, I hope I'm still annoying every bugger around the place in 20 years.
Because you're on a most beautiful spot here, aren't you? It's called Port Smith, but you've got a tidal lagoon here.
That's right, yeah.
Teeming with fish.
Yes, it's a pretty good fishing spot.
Yeah, well, we might have a bit of a fish in the morning if we've got a bit of a chance.
Yeah, right.
I'll just clean her up a bit, eh, Frank? Polish it a bit?
Yeah, that's right, mate, but I do it pretty often.
Do you? Yeah. This is one of Frank's more upmarket vehicles on the place. This is the fishing vehicle. She's a pretty good one.
Oh, yeah, she's not too bad. One shot, it'll fire.
How's that? All right, I'll jump in.
Yeah.
Hey?
We'll go and drop a line.
What about the door? Hey, and the safety belt?
Yeah, we'll look after it.
We'll be right. Close the door, safety belt line. Hang on. Oh, look out. Well, somehow we made it down to the lagoon. And all we have to do now, is pick up a bit of bait with a throw net, put the boat in, and we'll be off.
Righto.
Down south, these whiting will be just about big enough to eat.
Well, they're good bait.
Hey, aren't they? Look at that there. That's a beautiful fish. I got him on. Hey. Oh, you won't do better than that, mate.
No, it's a bloody nice jack.
Hey, Frank. Mate, have a look at this. A beautiful blue bone. That's not bad. 5 minutes apart. Mangrove jack and a nice blue bone. And where'd you get this old girl from?
Oh, we picked her up in Broome. A tree had fallen on her, and about 20 years ago.
And what'd you pay for it?
$200.
$200 20 years ago, and it's still going strong. Well, here I am in Elcho Island. Haven't been here for near on 40 years. I've come back to see all the old people and hopefully catch up with some of the younger generation, spend a week out in the bush, do a bit of hunting, a bit of food gathering. Really looking forward to it. I knew all the uncles here. You've got to be a little bit careful in the situations here because once people pass away, you can't mention their names. And these are all the